Hi, I'm Kim and you're watching Kim Wilson TV. My channel is dedicated to helping victims of narcissistic abuse get free and stay free. This is part 3 of a 3-part video series about how to detect a lie. In the last couple of videos I talked about what types of lies a narcissist will tell, how those lies will present, and what the motive is for telling those lies. Now I want to talk a bit about body language, because body language tells a lot about a people. Now, some behaviors are the result of a lie. Of course, some behaviors are learned. Okay, for example, I grew up in downtown Toronto. I grew up in a primarily Italian neighborhood. And by primarily, I mean everybody. We were the only Irish family for miles. And, of course, I grew up in an environment where everybody talked with their hands. This is a learned behavior. And you'll notice this in different ethnic groups of people because there are cultural behaviors that are learned. And most Torontonians, because of this incredible influence by the vast Italian population, do talk with their hands. This is a learned behavior. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about behaviors typical of lying. Now, so far I've mentioned the darting eyes. The darting eyes are going to be a dead giveaway. When you are talking to someone, when someone is addressing you, they should be, if they are confident in what they're saying, if they are comfortable in their own skin, they should be able to look you right in the eye. They should be able to communicate one-on-one. When you see this eye darting, I can't even do it, this darting of the eyes, you've seen it. I know you've seen it. This is an indicator that someone's lying to you because they are trying to direct your side away from them. And another one I mentioned, which is extremely typical of a liar, is the down look, where they just look down. They want to cut you out of their view for a minute. They can't see you, and they're hoping you can't see them. You're going to notice this down look pretty much immediately after someone tells a lie. They'll blurt something out, and down they look, and back up will come their eyes, and this is often followed with the darting eye. One thing about a liar is a liar knows that they're lying, so a liar is going to be experiencing a certain level of discomfort while they're lying. Now, it may not necessarily be discomfort. In the case of a narcissist, it could actually be joy, but they will be experiencing something either way. And this exertion of energy, because they are not just talking, well, they're talking, but they're lying. Often you will see someone get a little flushed or maybe get a little sweaty, get a little bit nervous, this moving of the hair and trying to cover themselves with their hair or constantly adjusting their hair is a distraction, especially if they're feeling like a surge of blushing or something like that. They will immediately try to distract from that, and this strange moving of the hair or just touching themselves is a distraction. And what they want you looking at is what's going on here, not listening and focusing on the words. Of course, I mentioned the darting eyes already, but something else a liar will do, especially if they're really trying to be convincing. They don't want to look shifty. They don't want to have their eyes darting everywhere. So they will often, in an attempt to disguise the natural eye darting movement, is they will super focus, not blink at all. I mean, almost appear to be fixated. And quite often when that happens, they'll start overcompensating, getting louder, getting more aggressive, getting right up in your face with this locked on stare and no blinking. When someone is lying, of course, they are at all times fearing exposure. They don't want to be challenged on this lie, especially a seasoned liar, one who hasn't had to face a lot of consequences for their lies. They feel that they're very much entitled to tell these lies, yet they know they're lying, and this will often cause attention due to concern that they'll be exposed or challenged. And this tension can often be seen in the neck and shoulders, and often will draw a head to tip to the left. If you're noticing someone is tensing up in their upper body, this is often a sign that they are exerting themselves because they're lying, and the lie is causing stress from risk of exposure. When someone's lying and wants to be very convincing, they'll often go to the sweet voice, like a child's voice, to make themselves seem sweeter, less threatening. Well, for goodness sakes, if somebody tries to pull that maneuver on you and someone is talking in a baby voice, you certainly want to pay attention to this. When people are lying, they're often prone to pulling their chin in, kind of a, what, me? Kind of a posture. And this is a very strange posture, and this is very typical of a liar. Now, when you're in a normal conversation with someone, I mean, it's very unlikely they're going to start, receding their chin in. That is an all-telling sign. It's just a very odd form of body language that is very, very typical with lying. Now, if someone is in a long-winded lie, like they're telling you a story full of lies, throughout the story, they're going to have to regroup because, first of all, their heart rate has increased, their pulse has accelerated, they could be feeling a bit flushed. Of course, there is that fear of exposure. So there's a lot going on, and they do need to regroup, especially in a long-winded story. So expect pauses. Now, pauses, they'll be, doing their thing, they'll kind of go down, and often look up in this reflective sort of glance like, okay, regroup, and then they'll fly back at it. This is a very subtle micro behavior, and this could be very easily missed because it can happen very quickly. But keep your eye open for pauses that appear that this person is regrouping before they carry on with their fable. I'll fill you guys in on a kind of unexpected fact about communication. Only 7% of communication is verbal. 93% of all communication between human beings is the interpretation of body language. Instinctively, each of us knows how to read body language. We understand what someone's gestures mean. So always trust your gut. Always trust your intuition. For so many of us, we knew there was something wrong when we met the narcissist. We immediately saw the red flags. We ignored them. Well, we're not going to ignore them anymore. I hope this video series helps to keep you safe in the future. I certainly feel a lot stronger and a lot more positive. I don't think I'm ever going to be bothered by a narcissist again. Now, I'm going to be bothered by many of them, I'm sure, but none of them are ever getting into my inner circle. And as long as I can keep them at arm's length, as long as I can keep them at bay, they can't affect me. Guys, I love you lots. I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. I hope you're having a great narc-free day.